Hey guys, welcome back to Less Cooks More. Today we are making a birthday cake. It's a surprise because my dad's birthday is coming up in 2 days. We're gonna make a cake from scratch, and we are making 4 8-inch, no, these are 9-inch. 4 9-inch rounds. So if you want to just do 2, because usually when you have layers, you just have 2 layers, but I want this to be a little bit taller of a cake. So if you want to do, reduce the size, just reduce it by half if you just want 2 of these instead of 4. First thing you want to do is always start with your dry ingredients. So we're gonna do 2 1/4 cup of flour. I'm calling it 1/4 cup of flour, and we need 1 1/3 cup of sugar, and 1/3 cup of sugar, and then next we are going to do, sorry, I'm gonna move this stuff out of the way. We're gonna do a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Half teaspoon of salt. And then we're gonna take 1 tablespoon of baking powder, not baking soda. And this is what's gonna give us some aeration. We want it to be really fluffy and have kind of holes, not holes, but where you can see the bubbles in the cake. So this is all of our dry ingredients, which is what you want to start with. And then we're gonna usually we use a stand mixer. My stand mixer is at my place. And so I'm going to use my parents' hand mixer, and then we will add in our butter, and then we'll start adding in our liquids. Okay, so change of plans. We're doing 1 batch at a time because it'll be easier to mix. And actually measure out into our pans. So we're starting out, everything that I just read to you, that's all for 1 batch. And then we'll do the second one. So 1 batch is gonna be 2 9-inch rounds or 2 8-inch rounds, depending on what you're doing. So we are going to start. So we're just mixing our dry together first. Since we don't have a stand mixer right now. All right, so we mixed in our dries. We're gonna add in our half liquids. There's a name for this, but I forgot what it's called, for dries to liquids. We're doing a 1/2 cup of butter, which is 1 stick. It helps to cut out your pats ahead of time, and then you can just toss them in. You're supposed to mix slow if you have a hand mixer, on the slow speed, but we don't have that here right now. Guys, so much powder is coming out that it's crazy. I'm gonna do what's called the creaming method next time. Listen, I can taste it in the air because it's coming out.
I told you to do it with a whisk. You gotta mash it in there.
I mean, I'm here to
What did you do?
Put all the butter in, and then
why your cakes were dense, and this is about to be light and fluffy.
Nina, why are you coming for Mom's homemade cakes? They probably were delicious.
I don't even know what is happening today and what I've done.
So we've added in all of our dries, and we have added in our butter, which I like to call half liquids, and then we're gonna go ahead and add in our real liquids. So that's the eggs, vanilla, and milk. All right, so now that we have effectively lost about, I want to say 8% of all of our mixings. It smells pretty good. It smells like a cake. So it smells just like the cake mix from the store. I'm on my Betty Crocker. Wow, you see all this? Great. Should I mix it with this a little?
Yeah, to get the butter actually mixed in there instead of just chopping it up into smaller pieces.
Well, that's what it said. Chop it up.
No, it said use a stand mixer.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you want a fluffy cake, you came to the right place. Next, we're gonna add in our vanilla. So we're using this Simply Organic Madagascar Pure Vanilla Extract. You can also just use vanilla flavoring if you don't want vanilla extract, but vanilla extract is the real stuff. So 1 teaspoon, I'm gonna pour it in the mix a little bit. We are gonna pour in 1 cup of milk. You should use 2% milk, but we're using almond milk. C'est la vie. Okay, so we are using 1 cup. There's 2 cups in here, so I'm going to measure it out with my eyes. My mom thinks that's funny. Okay, so we're right at, nailed it. We're adding extra vanilla. Oh my gosh, what do I do?
I feel like it doesn't have enough liquid.
Well, I didn't put the eggs in yet.
Eggs aren't gonna help you where you're going.
You know, we're adding in 1 egg at a time. We're hoping this provides some liquid.
Okay, so add in 1 egg, mix, and then we're gonna add in the other one and mix that.
So we don't want to overmix it, or else it'll be, I feel like, dense.
I would add more milk myself. I mean, I think,
More milk it is.
Whoa!
okay, the other thing you can always do to make cakes more moist is you can add sour cream.
Ooh, not mom over here with the pro tip. To make a cake more moist, you can add sour cream or mayonnaise. That's what Portillo's does. I added a little less than a half a cup. I think this is a better texture, actually a lot.
It is a lot better. I always thought it was gonna hurt somebody.
I'm gonna try to swallow it. It was gonna be like Popeye's biscuits. This is what we want to see. We are going to put it in our tins, coated with butter and flour, and then bake it for 30 minutes on 350. We only have 2 of these tins, so we have to make 2 sets, and I'm gonna make the next batch.
So we last minute decided to add in my sister's homemade vanilla ice cream to add creamy texture.
It looks pretty fluffy and really light in color, which would typically tell you they're not ready, but they look ready.
I went around with a toothpick just to make sure the edges weren't attached, so it kind of took off some of the flour. But what we're gonna do is flip it onto here to cool. Actually, flip it onto my hand. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. And flip it back here. Now we have these done. We're gonna put our next 2 in the oven.
Hey guys, good morning. I woke up super early this morning to run to the store and get some extra things for cake decorating. Today is my dad's birthday, and we are gonna do a super easy 3-ingredient icing. I'm making about 3 cups of icing. So we are going to use 2.5 sticks of butter, and we're gonna whip those first, and they should just be like slightly warmer than room temperature. We are going to mix those with a hand mixer. Now we are going to use powdered sugar, confectioner's sugar, whatever you call it, 3 cups. You're gonna add in a ½ cup at a time. This is our first ½ cup. Okay guys, change of plans. That was not enough, so we're gonna double the recipe. We're not quite doubling, we're just adding more. So this will now be 4 sticks. Okay, so we added in all the other butter and sugar. We are going to add in a teaspoon of vanilla, salt to cut the sweetness, just a pinch or a dash, if you will. If you're wondering how I kept the cakes fresh and not dried out, I put them in saran wrap and then in this plastic bag, and then also in saran wrap in this Tupperware. To decorate, I bought a couple things at the store, like this, these bags and like icing tips, and then I got these because these are what, you know, the real bakers have. One of the tricks that I learned is that when you're decorating cakes, you should line the plate so that's how nothing gets on it.
So what you do is you line the plate on all 4 sides, and there should be a diamond in the center of your plate.
But yeah, I'm just gonna make sure the edges are like all covering the plate. To keep the cake flat, you cut the top off because oftentimes the tops are rounded. We are going to line each layer with a little bit of this 4 Fruits preserves.
Okay guys, I just wanted to show you the process of me layering the preserves and the icings, cutting off some of the cakes to make it even. There we go.
So now we've iced all of our layers, and we're gonna go around the outside, and the way that we're gonna do that is by doing a crumb layer. Crumb layer is just to like lock in, and then you put it in the freezer or the fridge, and then you put the actual outside layer of the icing.
All right guys, so this is our crumb layer. If you're doing a naked cake, I would use this tool to like skim on here a little bit more, but I'm gonna pop it in the fridge really quickly, clean up a bit, and then
we'll do the last layer and start decorating. Okay guys, so I took this out of the fridge. I brought out my fruits. We're doing blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, and I sliced some strawberries. Okay guys, so we took our cake out of the fridge with the crumb layer and it's locked in. We are going to do our last layer of icing before we decorate and really make sure that it's completely smooth and not a lot of cracks and you can't really see the cake through. Otherwise that would be a naked cake. Frosted the cake, kind of a naked cake, not quite. I wanted to stop, but I pulled out the wax paper and now I'm going to start decorating.
Okay guys, so thanks for watching. This is the finished product. I'm just gonna leave the inside open, but I did like almost a naked cake and then just decorated it with fruit. I'm gonna put it away so we can surprise him later. Okay, keep your eyes closed.
It actually is pretty good.
Thank you. You can feel free to turn the cake if you want.
I just don't like the green stems.
It's garnish.
You could have centered it on a plate more. I hope it tastes as good as it looks.
It might not, but everything's homemade though, from scratch. But
it looks great.
thank you.
Store-bought.
Like and subscribe and let me know if you try out the cake or comment if you want me to make a different type of cake or any type of food. So thanks for watching.